The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are those of the host/guest and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any of BXR entities and those they represent.
Hey, what's up? What's buzzing, cousin? With it do, friends? My fam, I am the goddess Shash World, the Empress, Lady Cake Mix. Y'all know me. Or you should by now. But the good thing is, I know myself, and I hope you do too. But this is another episode, another, whatever you want to call it, another show of You Better Live. And you better, yes, you better live. I'm coming through live every Thursday at 7. I am back again today. Today being March the 7th. Yes, last time we spoke, it was February the 29th. Yes, we experienced a leap year in the year of 2024. And a week later, 7 days later, it's March the 7th. Can you believe it? Well, we talking about the leap year, but this year is just leaping right on along. Y'all know how I like it, right? If you're here with me, say hey, say what's up, what's what? Because later on in the show, we certainly are going to be bringing them. Oh, wow, listen. I'm going to be bringing them to the table. But if you've been here with me before, you know that my fam be up on here showing love, and they get right up in the discussion with me. So what is up, fam? Yes. Y'all know how I get it started. Let me do some little adjustments over here right now. I am feeling good today. Hope you feeling good today, right? Because God remains great. Let me get my adjustments over here so I can bring my comments up on the screen when y'all are talking, because guess what? My word is my bond. And like I said, you show me love, you know I'm going to show you love right on back. But I really want to get up into it. And I'm going to start with my prayer. Oh, yes, you know I bring that grace up in the space all the time. And I hope you live for it, because guess what? I live. And guess what? We have a true and living God. And it's just a good thing to be able to stop sometimes in the middle of your tracks. I stop more so now than I used to, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, life be life, and it's life be life, and you got to keep on praying, and you got to keep on praising. So listen here. I am going to give my little prayer. Sometimes I write it down. Sometimes I go off the spirit. Same thing, us talking to God, right? Y'all hear me clicking, because I want to get it in front of me so I can go ahead and get that portion started. Yes, y'all. Y'all know I'm always moving, always busy. Look, my little one was sick today, but I still prevail, and he is feeling much, much better. It's something going around, and I'm going to talk about it more a little later as I introduce my topic. But thank you again all for joining me. If you're here, don't forget to say, hey, let me know you're here now. Let me know that I'm not talking to myself. But let's do it. Dear God, we come to say thank you, for it's you who looks out for us. You are the one who helps us see when we refuse to look. Thank you for your grace through the most disgraceful times. Time and time again, you look out for us. Thank you for the ultimate mercy through all our mistakes. You have made us a way to have a way time and time again as we make those same mistakes time and time again. Through our bad habits, our bad ways, our bad feelings, you continue to look out for us, God. Thank you. As we approach the ending of one week and the beginning of a new, we thank you, God, for your guidance that you provide on a daily. We are significant to you, Lord, and help us to see the significance in our lives. We speak victory over our relationships, victory over our goals, and victories over our decisions. Make our faith and our praise holds strong. We grow from your correction and your protection. God, thank you. May we all be blessed to hear you speak to our spirits and we obey. That if we seek you above all things, you will see to it that our goals that we seek, after all, achieved. And you, all things we believe are possible, God. May your light, God, continue to shine through us as we travel through the valley of this darkness. May we remain light. All praises due to you. All praises due to you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Amen. All praises is due to God. Yes, that was just a little bit of something that was in my spirit before I came on the show. And I was like, you know what? I want to be specific to my praise this evening. And so I'm going to write this down. I hope that you received it and you received it well. And yes, keep giving praise to God who looks out for us. Woo, thank you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And keep being who you are too. Keep being who you are too, the one that looks out for people. That is going to be my topic tonight. The topic tonight for tonight's show is look out. So first, I want to give salute to you for being that one who looks out for people. Gosh, you are the lookout. I'm telling you, you are an extraordinary person. You look out for people time and time again. That is what you are known for. That is what people love you for and respect you for. Like, oh yes, he or she looks out, right? That's what they give you, right? They give you them accolades, yes, and continue to be who you are, right? But my point is also this: be mindful that as much as you are a lookout, and the people that you look out for may be the same ones you got to look out for. Oh yes. Oh, yes. Because see, it's something about that thing of being a lookout, right? It's something about that thing of being a lookout and getting them accolades, you know, and of course, God looks out for us. So we always feel so gracious because of that. And you know the saying, if God blesses you, you like to bless others. God's been good to me, so I like to be good to others. So God looks out for us. And we are passionate about looking out for others. That's a great thing. It's an awesome thing. If you are a lookout type of person, bless your heart. Yes. But my message to you tonight, listen, just think of me as the vessel. That God is bringing a message through me. I'm telling you, I put it up in prayer and praise, and he told me to tell you, you are the lookout, but he also wants you to look out. Okay? Look out, because those very people that you look out for may be the ones you have to look out for. So that's going to be the message tonight. But continue to be a lookout. You know, you're a good person. But don't you forget to look out around you, look at your surroundings, all of that. Continue to be observant and continue to embrace your intuition, you know, your gut and all of that. Yes, look out all around you. Celebrate life, look out, celebrate nature, look at the trees, look up at the sky, look out, friends, look out, fam. I'm telling you, look out, okay, look out. And who is one of the mighty sons or whatever that be looking out? It is still, of course, the Pisces season. So guess what? Shout out to all the Pisces. Happy birthday if you're a mighty Pisces. And I'm just going to say this. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Yes. Just like my girl from Alpha, Finding Nemo. Because, you know, what I know about Pisces is that, you know, they'll act just like that, right? They'll act ditzy. Like they can't hear, like they don't know nothing. They'll act real oblivious. But please know they are real observant and real wise. I'm telling you. And they always swimming. Some of the most ambitious people I know, and they are always looking out. Okay. They're real observant, just like a goldfish in a fish bowl, like a whale in the ocean or the sea. Do you hear me? They are always looking around. You know how the fish kind of got them eyes on the side that can see all around them? Yeah, that's the type of vibe and wave the Pisces be on. And they're good people. So if you are a Pisces, happy birthday to you. God bless you. And I wish you minty. Yeah, I said minty, but I meant many, 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 many more. All right. So I kind of got on a little bit about tonight's topic and it being look out. I hope you received that message as well and the point that I'm getting to, right? Um, First things first, y'all know how I like to kind of what I say, speak subliminally and have a message. Like, I'm saying something, but I ain't really saying it. You gotta kind of be there and feel me and understand where I'm coming from. And that's just because it be so much sometimes wrapped up in the information that I find it wise or it comes in my spirit to relay it in a way that I feel you will be able to understand. Not that you are less than me, any smarter, or anything else like that. Y'all know I be on here twisting my tongue, saying words wrong, and a whole bunch of that. But it be up in here. It be up in here, and I mean well. So please believe me when I tell you I mean well with my message and what I am trying to bring forth. You know it because I'm giving you kind of like that advice, or should I say confirmation. If you are a person that is a lookout, right? You know what I'm talking about. How many times have you looked out for somebody and then you realize you got to look out for them, right? How many times? So, baby, this is just your confirmation. This is to let you know that you are not crazy. You do not have to change who you are. You are a lookout. You have been blessed and birthed with that gift to have that type of heart, that type of consideration for people. But don't you keep on looking out for people more than you look out for yourself. That's what I'm saying. Don't you keep looking out for people more than you look out for yourself, and stop being surprised that those people you look out for or that you've looked out for time and time again, those are the same very people that you have to look out for. I know it's sad and it's true, but we got to start seeing and stop refusing to look. Okay? That was my praise and my request from God that even when we he help us see, even when we keep on refusing to look. Okay? That's why I'm saying look out. Because see, we don't look out enough for ourselves. We know what it look like. We know what it look like. Come on, you the lookout. You know what it look like. But you keep on refusing to see. But when you do see it, look ahead. Live and move accordingly. Don't keep on doing that to yourself. Do not keep doing that to yourself. I did it time and time again. That's why I can speak on it. That's why I can speak on it. That's why it has been on my spirit. And that is why I had to share with y'all because I know you're not here for no reason. You are a lookout. You are a lookout type of person. But it is time for you to start really looking out for you. And it's time for you to start acknowledging when those people you looked out for, when you got to start looking out for them and you got to learn how to move on. Kind of in that case of forgive, but don't forget, look out. Look out, y'all. Look out, look out. All right, y'all. It's not many of y'all on here talking to me tonight. Well, at least I don't see any comments on my end of anybody saying, hey, or letting me know they are up in here. So I think I'm going to get on with presenting my what's in the what's and my what's in the world. That is the segment of my show where I bring forth local, international, worldwide news and we talk about it. I expose it. It is our news, and we want to get your views on it. So first things first. Usually, when I go into this segment, like I said, it could either be local, me being local here in Baltimore City, Baltimore, Maryland, or whatever is going on in the world, or whatever I see that y'all are talking about, or things that have maybe been on my mind, or if I had discussions with people about certain things in the community, wherever you may be at work, in a store, just different things you hear people mention. So that's what I like to talk about. At the same time, continuing to promote positivity, continue to encourage you to shine your light and just to live. That's what better live does. You get me? And I'm telling you why I'm saying you better live for it in the way that I'm running it. But first things first, I'm gonna talk a little bit about right here in my city, Baltimore City, what's going on. It's not anything that will have you too displeased. It's just kind of reminding an update. Y'all know I'm famous for doing that too. Just like in the update you guys so we are all informed and well informed. You know, knowledge is power, and the more knowledge you have, it is powerful that once you receive it, you give it and you share it. Okay, let's build each other up. So, as you know, we talked several times before about the mayoral election coming up for the city of Baltimore here in 2024. Actually, our primary election, yes, our primary election will take place on May the 14th. Now, I discussed and shared with y'all one time before that I had went up to like a powwow session with mayoral candidate Sheila Dixon, who is running again for the mayor in the city of Baltimore. It was a great experience for me. She was right on point, you know, with the information that she was sharing, and as well as being in tune with the people who came out that day who were asking questions, and very, very big questions, might I add, but she responded in a big way. She was very poised and she appeared to be very informative of what her intentions and her goals would be if she was to receive this seat again as mayor. So this Monday, they actually held like another debate. They came together right in Northeast Baltimore up at Roland Park Presbyterian Church. Not only her, but she was joined with three other mayoral candidates. It was Sheila Dixon, um, Brandon Scott, of course, who is our current mayor, Daryl Faraja, as well as who was the other one? Oh, Bald Wallace, the businessman. So Brandon Scott right now is our current mayor. He has been reigning in the seat since when? 2020? Yes, 2020. He has been reigning as the mayor of Baltimore City. But according to recent Gotcha College surveys or polls, should I say, look, I was ready to say tolls because I was thinking at the same time I had just read something about our tolls in Maryland possibly going back up in this assembly that they having right now. And I was like, what? Again? Come on. I ain't gonna never be leaving out of Maryland. Or when I leave, I ain't gonna never be wanting to come back driving anyway in that sense. But they were up there according to the Goucher College polls. Brandon Scott has a very low favorable rate, meaning people are just not feeling him or his tenure as he has reigned here in the last 4 years as the mayor of our city. Now, he continues to emphasize for his campaign, of course, his tenure and things that he has done during his 4 years in office, such as the reduced and violent crime, him giving special interest into like youth development, as well as also was another key point that he was using. It was the reduced crime, the youth, and it was something else. See, like I can't even remember. And that's really what the residents or the citizens of Baltimore City are saying as well. They're like, look, we gave this young brother a chance, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's very likely that Brandon Scott will be reelected. However, while it is many, according to this polls, that have him on the low favorable side, there are still many who favor Brandon Scott and who intend on voting for him just like they did the first time. So anything is possible. I'm not counting them out. But from the looks of it, currently the top runner, and this is not according to the polls, this is just the word that I've been getting on the street. The current top runner is Sheila Dixon. Yes, Sheila Dixon, who I said I went to the little what do they call it? Like a forum, right? Like some of the forum when they ask questions and everything. I went to hers previously, and they did send out the invitation for this on Monday, and I just forgot. It came so fast. Monty had also sent it to me, I believe, as he received the invite, but I just forgot about it. Monday came so fast, and it's Thursday again, so I missed it. But I would have definitely liked to have been there, considering that all four of these candidates were in attendance. Now, Sheila Dixon, who appears to be the strong rival of Brandon Scott and is looking to take the seat of the mayor, was there. This is actually her fourth bid as the mayor. You all know that she has had her time of being the mayor here before in the city, and was basically, kind of outcasted for her allegations, first starting off of her misspending of some gift cards that were intended for the needy, intended for, in locum residents of the city. Yes, this was around the Christmas holiday, and that's what they got her out of there with. When I say got her out of there, Sheila Dixon was the one who actually decided to resign, doing that because at that time she was actually being charged with that actually, and later found guilty of it as a misdemeanor of actually spending these gift cards that were intended for the needy. Now, when she came back out, the end of last year, not really the end, I think it was like the summertime, August and September, announcing that she would be running for the mayor again. She basically announced it by saying that, like, look, I know how y'all feel. I know what the situation was. I know that y'all knew about that disgraceful circumstance that I was involved in, but she has vowed to be basically an open book. So Sheila Dixon has vowed to be an open book. She does say that she understands people's position and how it may have took down some of, the respect or some of the connection people felt that they had for her, or just liking her altogether. Uh, as she came out to vow to be an open book, y'all know about the situation before when she was being interviewed on our local station of Fox 45, and she began getting assaulted. From that little situation, people began to again blast her, saying that she didn't speak on it enough of the situation when it happened. So how much of an open book are you? And because of that situation, was she really capable of hitting the city? I called it bullshit. Like, it really didn't have nothing to do with the other. I deemed it as her being human. It was an unfortunate situation that she was involved in. But I do understand the position of, other people's thoughts, because I mean, initially,
Who are
not
these other
saying that
people? Here we go with that they thing again. You know
who
that
is
kills
they?
me.
Who's
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
people?
pull that card every single time because
Well,
everybody
when I
I
say
need the
other
specifics
people,
to
when I
get it.
say other people, and I say the thoughts of other people, it really was just like me
It's
on
you.
social media or under some of the repost of the situation. Like when it happened, a lot of people were reposting it on social media. So it was a lot of discussion, and a lot of people, the citizens of Baltimore and people also around the world who be watching Baltimore, was saying. So when I say they, let me be clear, it's just the public, just the people in the community. Far as they, I didn't really see anything with anybody like in the city government saying such about her. But of course, they talking or they saying stuff, but I haven't seen any of them publicly say that because of that little situation she had, that they felt as though she was not capable to actually be mayor. It just was, the naysayers. It just was the people who she wants to vote for her, or the people that did not vote for her or have vowed to
I
never
still
vote
didn't
for
hear
her
any
again.
specifics. I still didn't hear any specifics on who these people are. All I keep hearing you just said the public. That's not true then, because the
That's
public
not
can't
that's
all
not
speak
what
at once. The public can't all speak at once,
the public ain't. Well, some in public. Should I say some in public?
or a few,
Okay,
because
and
you
that's what
didn't talk to
I'm
all
saying.
of them.
And that's what I'm saying. Well, I would hope people that are listening and watching would wouldn't assume that I'm saying everybody
oh
felt
my God, well, you can't use that as an assumption
that
either, because
everybody.
that's why we're in the problem now with Trump, because we can't
Right,
assume.
right, absolutely. And I am going to get to that. Well, yes, that is very important that you are clear. I will hope that y'all would think that when I'm saying they, I'm not saying everybody. But to be more specific, what I'm saying is that when I was, reading when that situation happened, when she was on Fox 45 News, it was other people that was kind of reposting it, people on social media, just random people reposting it, and a lot of other people, not everybody, but a lot of other people were basically speculating that because that happened and what they said, was an out of control situation. Y'all know when she was on news being interviewed and someone in the background began throwing things at her and knocking things over. But she remained her cool and kept on with the interview, really, you know. Excuse me. You had to catch it to catch it. Like you knew something was going on, but from the looks of her face, and some people were also saying that she looked really worried or really scared. And it was like kind of like, shocked, like, dang, what's going on, really? But she continued to go on. Like I said, with the same poise, I believe that she displayed up here when I was able to go at her forum. But no, not everybody, but a lot of people, and still some people, just people, not necessarily in city government, not necessarily in any type of public service position or anything else like that. I don't know them specifically, can't call them specifically by name. However, when I was on social media and people were reposting it, that is what I was seeing a lot of people say. But a lot of people was calling the bullshit, just like me, like, well, what that got to do with one another? But people be talking, and Monty is definitely right. We do have to be specific and stuff. And when we say they, that's a lot that's going on with this Trump stuff. I am going to talk about it a little bit more, not necessarily Trump, but this stuff that's going on with Fonnie Willis and them trying to disqualify her from over this case, baby. She had made a mention before that she wasn't on trial, but that does not appear to be the case because they are running a full-blown trial on Miss Willis and her partner that she had for a brief while, who is the special prosecutor, I believe is Nathan Wayne. I can't remember his name right off a hand. But getting back to this thing that they just now had on Monday with the 4 mayoral candidates that came up, Sheila Dixon, Brandon Scott, and Thurl Daraja. Now, Thurl Daraja has been a non-victor in the last mayoral election here in 2020. Yes, he ran up against Brandon Scott as well as Sheila Dixon. Sheila Dixon ran in 2020, didn't she? Yeah, I believe so. Look, I know
Yeah, she
Monty
did.
in the background checking it,
Yeah.
right? So,
He ran
so
in the last
Thurl
three.
Daraja, huh?
He ran in all the last three.
Yeah, he was a non-victor all the last 3. Not
No, she
only
did.
in
No, I
the
don't know. I think he only did the last 2, but I think she ran in all 3 with Catherine and the last one with
right,
Brandon.
right, because she only served what, 1 term?
No, she served
See,
2.
see,
She resigned in her second.
okay. So when they say the 4th bid, this is kind of like the 4th time she's went up to actually be the
I
mayor,
think
but
she
she's
served
only
2.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. So
and
she
because
she
she didn't
won
complete
1
it,
bid and she was
and I think
reelected.
it's because she didn't complete that last term is why she gets to run again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And just like I say, respectfully so, the last time that she was in office, she was the one who made the decision to step down because of all that controversy and all that speculation that was involved in her spending those gift cards. And while she was later convicted, I know it was certain stipulations that were placed on her that would allow her to later run. And I think from what her plea or what the deal was made, I think she did that so in a way where she could run it again, even though she had shared in the forum where I was that it wasn't her intention really to run again for mayor, but still being a resident of the city of Baltimore and running into people that, she served, that she lived amongst, everyone has basically been requesting and suggesting that she runs again. And then not only that, from getting, encouragement to run again, but her saying that because of the conditions that she's seeing, that she loves the city of Baltimore and she just can't stand on the sidelines any longer and allow this stuff to go on. Now, we said it before here on the show. One thing I know, we had some smooth streets. The city was a little cleaner, when Sheila Dixon was up in that office. So we will see, because it seems like she is currently right now the top runner for possibly being our mayor, in the primary election is in May. Now, I was speaking about Thurl Varaja, who was also in attendance. Yes, he has been unsuccessful in obtaining this mayor seat. I'm telling you, he just want to get in, because that is not the only city government or city service seat that he has ran for. He is also famous for running for the state's attorney, which he has lost back. He ran in 2018 as well as 2020. Now, I remember he was actually the state's prosecutor that was working on that case with Adnan Syed, and he was part of that documentary. Remember, we talked about that documentary on that podcast, Adnan Syed, who had got off from killing a girl. So he was actually the prosecutor down in the courts working on that case when that documentary was being aired, and he was the one that was refusing. I think that was a little bit far as me. Look, I'm being specific, where I didn't have a liking for him, and I do understand him having that legal background and prosecuting cases and everything, but a lot of things I used to hear him say just seemed like for everything he wanted to send someone to prison. Like that was the answer. Where I do acknowledge that crime is here and crime is committed. And if you are a criminal, I do believe that you should go to jail. But I cannot neglect to acknowledge that a lot of people that are arrested are not criminals because of a lot of the disadvantages that we as citizens here in Baltimore had been presented with. One being Black, one with a lot of, this poverty, low opportunities, poor education, and things of that nature. A lot of them leads up to people being arrested, or a lot of this leads up that just because of who we are as Black people, we may get locked up for something that's considered a petty crime, but we were severely prosecuted. So with all of that being said, I do understand that. And I do believe, even though I don't have as much faith in the justice system that I believe I should have, only from my personal experiences of having to go to court and just, things that we know about now. When we hear about cases such as the people, the New York Park Five, and people being arrested and detained and locked up all these years in prison and being innocent, things of that nature. And when you know of different projects out here to help people reclaim their innocence, like the Innocence Project, and other various organizations and as such, we know that there is definitely some injustice within the justice system. But me, a lot of times hearing Thurl Varaja talk, he just like, send him to jail. Like, he ain't caring about nothing about that. Because just like I said, he was involved in a documentary with Adnan Syed, and it was like evidence there, but it just did not matter, like, to me. Like, he wasn't seeing it. He just wanted it to look like, okay, you were prosecuted, you were convicted, and if you plead guilty, I'll let you out. If you finally say that you did it, I'll let you out. And of course, Adnan Syed's rejected that offer. And that's when I knew that that man was innocent. After being locked up all those years, after your family, your dad, I believe it was his dad being ill, just his family, period, just growing, getting older, dealing with life, it was a possibility that he would not get to see them as a free man other again. And he rejected that deal after being in there for so long. Like I said before, when I was reporting on that, I don't know. If it could have been me, I would have been like, shoot, I'm in here all this time. They're going to let me out. I might as well. They just said I did it. I might as well. But he would not, and he would not crack and would not budge. Now, and I say that's when I knew he was innocent, but just watching the whole documentary and all the evidence that they were presenting in the way that they reported on that case, it just made me believe that he was innocent, and it was other information and other evidence that should have been presented and should have been considered. And I think that if that had been considered and presented in a way that it was through that documentary, that he would have not been convicted. But then again, I don't know, because again, it's injustice inside of the justice system. And that man was of the Muslim faith. I remember doing a documentary, his father was saying that he didn't go because he felt that they were being, discriminated against from wearing their sacred and spiritual cloth in that setting. And they just felt like during that time, it was a lot of assaults and different stuff like that on the Chinese and Oriental population here in the city. And they just was looking to lock somebody out. There
I
you
want you
go.
to
Yeah, his
erase,
pants himself.
when I say erase, I want you to erase the word Oriental from your mindset, from your vocabulary, and that is
Oriental
such an
sauce.
offensive
Look,
word.
look, Monet. You are not
Such
like this. Oriental. It's Oriental
That is
season.
such an offensive word. They are Asian. If you're going to choose a word, use Asian.
Oriental. Look, respectfully, whatever y'all want to be called, look, no offense. But were they Asian? So they Chinese too, like Chinese food. Hello?
What you want?
What? You love me? I'm asking, and I'm being serious. I'm being serious. But yeah,
Right.
Thorough Roger, what's your
It
name?
matters if you're being simple,
Uh-huh.
because Chinese people are not the only people that live in Asia. So if you
Right.
don't know exactly where they're
So
from,
they're different.
you
So they're
can't go
different
off
ethnic. So they
exactly. So
don't
you
like.
could be
So you telling me they don't like to be?
Asian, could be Vietnamese,
Mm-hmm.
it could be Japanese, it could be
Right.
Taiwanese, it could be
Right.
Philippine, it could be
Okay.
Indian.
So they don't
That's why
like to be called Oriental.
no.
That's your point.
So, yeah, right. Oriental is offensive. That's a degradation.
Oriental.
Yeah, because you're
It's
trying
a.
to put everybody in a pot.
Well, they didn't call me everything.
They don't even put Oriental on noodles anymore because it's so offensive.
Oh wow, I didn't
It's
know
basically
that.
the N word to
What?
them.
What? What in the what? I ain't know that. I'm not. I'm choking on my water. I ain't know that. Well, no offense, but back then I got the Asian or the Oriental or no Oriental no more. And I'm not trying to be offensive, but the Chinese, a lot of assaults and stuff like that was happening with them here in the city. So they were saying, they just wanted somebody to be responsible for the crime. But he didn't do it. So I know Thurl Faraja that's how I first started knowing about him, from watching that documentary, that he was the prosecutor. So when he went up for different elections of the mayor and of, the state's attorney, that's how I knew who he was. That's who I knew who he was, because that's when I first heard his name, even though I think he had served for years before that at the state's attorney's office. Also, Bob Wallace was down there. I shared with y'all before that I went to like a personal meet and greet with Bob Wallace back in, was it back in 2020? I believe so, back in 2020, when he ran as well for the mayor of Baltimore. He did not win, but I liked a lot that what he was talking. I think that he can be valuable if he links up with whoever is in the mayor's seat if he does not win, because he has a lot of that, business uh, expertise in his background, far as running business and different things like that. So I believe he can be real valuable somewhere in the city seat, somewhere here. But he's not really known. I know him, people know him and stuff. But that's that. When it comes to campaigns, me and Marty talked about that before. I think he discussed it a little bit on his show about how he wanted to basically see that financial portion of how campaigns are ran abolished. Like he wanted it to be gone, because basically it's probably can be some good people over here that can fill some of these city seats, but because they can't get that money or that financial backing to run what they feel is an effective campaign, the little tour, visiting different locations, commercials, ads, whatever, material, posters, whatever you want to hang, then they have a very low chance of becoming what they are running for, right? So that, in one instance, is Bob Wallace. Now, I seen some more literature thrown up around about him, but considering that this primary election is in May and it being March, I can say that I haven't seen much, which is very, very surprising to me, because usually hitting towards this primary election, you see a lot of that. And of course, afterwards, when those who win the primary election are up for the big gusto. But I haven't really been seeing any, postings, anything of that such, hearing much about different forms or different debates that they're having aside from this one. Even when I got notification about this one, I don't think that it was any information on there basically stating that all of them would be there. I got notification because I went to the chill addiction thing before, but I didn't know that all of them would have been there on that Monday. So those four were there on Monday up in the Presbyterian. I think I'm saying that right. I'm hearing it right and saying it right in my head. But look, they was up there at the church and over in Northeast Baltimore and Roland Park area, and they did their thing. But these four are not the only four who are running for the mayor of Baltimore City. Nope, it is 14 others. So Google it, put the candidates for the city of Baltimore mayor's seat. You can look at it, look it up too. I think they got it on the city website, but it's 14 others. Just wanted to mention some other positions that are up for election. It is the president of the Baltimore City Council. The current city council president, Nick Mosby, is being ran against by Zeke Cohen and Emmanuel Diamond. Dijmon. I believe one of them is silent, but yes, Emmanuel D, as well as Shannon Sneed. I was very surprised that, who was it, Dorsey or was it Costello? That is, I was very surprised to see that they weren't running for the president of city council, because they were very, very vocal under their positions these last couple of years. So that was very surprising to me. And as well, the controller, yes, William Henry, known as Mr. Bill Henry, will be running again for re-election. He does not have any opponents. No one is coming for his seats. That tends to be one of those positions where they get in there and they sit in there for years. That don't have no terms. Do it, Monty. That don't have no terms. They only did the terms as far as what? The mayor, in the city council now, right? It wasn't no other positions in the city. Do you recall? Look, he ain't talking to me.
Hold on.
He ain't talking to me now. Look, I'm like,
no,
look,
I'm checking. I'm checking. Hold on.
But he's checking. Okay, he's checking for me. But y'all know we had voted on that, where we put term limits on certain positions in our city government. So I'm not sure about the city controller, but before William,
no, he got two terms, so this is going to be his second and last.
Oh, okay. So they
if you
did that for
win.
that too.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you can only
which
run
is
legal.
good because Joan and Pratt, true, she ran unopposed. I mean, she stayed in that seat and ran unopposed for a long time. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking that term limit for as these city officials, elected office went for a couple of them, not just the
Yeah,
mayor, the
it's
city
the mayor,
council.
the comptroller, the city council president, and all city council members. That's
Okay,
it. Because
okay.
I'm sure
So it's
Belinda
term
probably.
limits now. You can't sit in there forever.
That's
So
what I
Bill
think. Because I'm sure
Gates.
Belinda probably going to die in her seat in the wills department.
Yes. I thought
Belinda
Joe and
Conway.
baby, I thought Joe one would never get out of there. She was in there, and before her, who was the other one? Um, Cummins, the lady. It was one I forgot. I forgot right there, but it's gonna come back to me.
I'm trying to see
But
how long that Belinda
he was in
Conway been.
there for a long time too.
Belinda Conway has been and responsible
I
for the wills
I said
department.
Cummins, but I meant to say Conway.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about. Belinda Conway. She has been in there for I don't know
What?
how many terms. She
That's
served
what I'm
for a very
saying.
long. Because don't nobody want to do that morbid stuff. Nobody will be responsible for the wills.
For the wheels. For the wheels, yeah. She has been in there forever. I don't know. I might gotta run and get these monies. Hey, 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 hey. What's going on, Londa girl? I see you on there shouting hi to me and hi now. Yeah. My little young fan that be always on the side of her. What's going on, girl? We just was talking about some business here in Baltimore. Look, you need to know this stuff because you're in Baltimore now. From New York, just making some mentions. But yeah, the mayor election is coming up. In addition to this four, it's 14 others. So currently it's 18 people that are interested in becoming the mayor of Baltimore City. A lot of them you might not never see or know because they don't have that money in that campaign, which we feel a lot of times just like diminishes the whole thing because money should not be a factor and if you are eligible or can run for city office or win city office. But a lot of times that's the case, and a lot of campaigns we see, not only local ones that far as in like city government, but also yeah, the president, all that. Yeah, they got money, them campaigns, and yeah, and that's why they always asking you for your money. To run a successful campaign, and it'd be so much controversy between it, like what's a conflict of interest, and then also who's backing who. If certain people get what is it called? When there's an election, when people favor you, not a sponsor, but when people kind of like vouching for you. I know it's a certain term that you use, but a lot of that is heavy too. So like if somebody is already in that lane or they're known in that arena and they vouch for you, you have a better chance. That's just how it works, right? That's just how it works. Not saying that it is all not sufficient, but I don't know. That's how it be going. You gotta have that money. If you want to sit in one of these seats, you gotta have that money. You gotta have that money. Put that information out there. Even if it's incorrect. Ain't that something? We're gonna get with it. Let me move on right along. That was some information as far as what was going on in Baltimore City. Also wanted to make mention that in Baltimore County, we've talked a lot of times about different Baltimore City jobs and government and all of the turnarounds that they had down at City Hall in the city. But it is apparent, or it appears that Baltimore City is not the only city government that is having their struggles with people retaining employment with them. Just abruptly in Baltimore County, a medical health officer, actually the top one, the director of the Baltimore City Department of Health, Dr. Gregory Branch, has just
County,
left.
Baltimore County.
Baltimore County. I said Baltimore City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baltimore County, guys. Baltimore County. This is some stuff I'm making about Baltimore County. But in Baltimore County, the Department of Health, Dr. Gregory Branch has just left. He just left. It is no mention as to why, no statements, no comments, no further information. But Monday, while our city mayoral candidates were holding this debate, Mr. Branch, Dr. Branch, shall I say, because he is a doctor. He was the director of the Department of Health out here in Baltimore County. He was walking out the door. Now, several news sources have reached out to him to comment, but just like I said, they are not commenting. He's not making any comments. It was a brief comment released by the Baltimore County spokesperson, as well as the Baltimore County's health department spokesperson, just notifying that he was no longer with the department and no longer was sitting in his position as the director. Now he's been in there since 2006. So what? 2006 is now 2024. So he's had a run down there as the director of the Baltimore County Department of Health. Since 2006, it says that his last salary, just making some mentions, okay, was $295,736. And he also received the county supplements of $1,003 and $628.03. Okay, they got it down to the cents. So in addition to his salary, he also had a hefty supplement for being out there in the county, which probably had to do with a housing allowance and things of that nature, right? And I'm just wondering what made him step down, just leave abruptly. That's a little crazy, right? So you gotta keep your eyes open and your heart open. But he was not the only one that stepped down up in Baltimore County, just like straight like that, with like no explanation. Two others had left back in November of last year. Those two others were Marcus Wayne and also Ruta Benjamin. Marcus Waynes was the head of the Department of Economic and Workforce Development, and Miss Rhoda Benjamin was the Director of Human Resources. Mr. Wayne resigned and walked away. Well, again, they don't know what was the reason because I didn't see the specific reasoning, so I want to be clear. But back in November, he had abruptly parted ways with his position there in the county as the head of the Department of Economic and Workforce Development. And he had only been there for 3 months. Okay. And Miss Benjamin, when he left, she left. I just don't know which way they left. The same with Dr. Gregory Branch. They're not saying how he left, if he was fired or if he resigned. So I just wanted to bring that up because, I done shared on the show a couple of times about how Baltimore City has had their time with keeping people up in there once they get jobs, and not only people in there, but qualified people that actually want to come and do their job and work, okay, and do some work. However, these salaries be nice and hefty, okay? They be nice and hefty, but that does not stop them from leaving. Okay, but he's gone now. I don't know the reasoning as to why. Isn't that something? His face looks a little bit like Bill, like our comptroller. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I seen the picture come up there, but I'm like, no, that's Dr. Gregory Branch. I thought it was Bill. And I also, look, talking back on that, I'm always joking, right? I was like, now this black man, his name was William. He started calling himself Bill. That ain't for us. You should be Will Henry. Sure. God forgive me, but I'm just saying. We don't change no William into Bill, Mr. Henry. So I don't know. But I thought that was his face. Isn't it similar? I ain't got nothing against him. I'm just saying. So that was a what and a what for me. So just watch out. Because if you're here in Baltimore and you are planning on voting, well, you should be. Plan to vote right now. I'm not going to say plan on vote. You should be voting, and you should be getting on top of some of this stuff and knowing who these people are. Because a lot of times, if they ain't got money in the campaign, you ain't going to know and you ain't going to see. But learn for yourself, y'all. Don't just go off of the information that is being put out here, because a lot of times what I see is that, we vote for who's popular, who we know, who's talking the good stuff. And then that's how we wind up in the same predicament because we vote for the popularity, like the election turns into a popularity contest. We vote for who everyone know, who everyone favors, and all for what they saying. And then when they get in there's no word. There's nothing. It's just words. We don't go off of actions. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, was that the next person I was ready to talk about? Oh, who was that? Was that Fanny? Fawny? It's Fawny, right? I be calling Lady Fanny or Fawny. I don't know if it's the short A or the long one. But but next story on a what in the world? We all look. That's Bill. I told you they look alike. What you gonna do? A split screen?
They do not look alike. They do
They
not
do.
look alike. They do not look alike at all.
They do. They do. Maybe it's the black men with no facial hair that it is for me. It just be giving me that thing. But they
Those
do.
two people do not look alike.
They do. But that's Bill when his name should be Will. He said they look alike. But I like Dr. Branch tie now. He got the little Merlin print on his bow tie. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. I like that. I ain't saying neither one of them look no type of way. I don't think they bad looking or nothing like that. I'm just saying. I
But they don't
just
look alike.
I think I was talking about Bill Henry, and
Mhm.
then right before that, right, because I was talking about the controllers and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then I went right into talking about Baltimore County. So his picture came up. So I was assuming, oh, that's Bill Henry, but then I was looking like, no, that's the doctor, because I had just looked at the
This is
article.
the doctor.
So Monty be on point. Look, he be on point trying to trying to get these pictures up for me so you can follow my story a little bit. I hope, Monty, I'm gonna tell you get it right now if you can. Can you play when I get to the Rachel Maddow? Look, we'll talk about that when I get right there. Let's play what she said because I need to pull up the article because I really want to quote some stuff that she had said about that. But yes,
About
guys,
what? I don't
look
even know what
out.
you're talking about.
I know I ain't getting to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Only like about what?
I'm
No,
like, I
some
don't even
stuff
know what
that
to
she
talk.
was
I don't even know what to
the
pull up because
stuff.
I don't know what she
Oh,
said. I don't even know.
the Fox News, when she like kind of called out Fox News for broadcasting Trump's victory speech.
Okay,
I
I'll
think I
look into
sent
it.
it to you.
I'll look
When
into it.
yeah, when I sent it, I think the thing that I sent, the insert that I sent where I got the information from, actually has the little clip on there. So if you look at that. But another what in the what, that's enough of the business of Baltimore City and Baltimore County. There are definitely what in the whats. But let's get on talking about some of these what in the world, which is some other things happening and not necessarily right here where I stay, but I'm going to put them on out the play and we're going to get them out the way. Listen, I just got to first talk about, listen, the new year came in. A lot of us New Year's resolution was to slim down and to use some pounds. That's always a lot of people's resolutions. I get it. I struggle with weight loss myself. I'm always coming up with ideas and always motivating myself and new little things I can do, you know what I'm saying, to lose a couple of pounds. So I get it. I get it. But right now in the news, Weight Watchers, Weight Watchers has been around for some time. Yes, Weight Watchers has been around, and it has said that it's helped a lot of people you lose weight through their weight planning programs, their meal preps. I believe at one time he had like drinks that they used to contribute into their plans or whatever. But I know it was like full meal prep, and they might have also had like exercise ideas or whatever. They vowed to walk you hand in hand through their program to get to your successful weight goals. And they got a lot of notoriety because of someone who was on their board of directors, Miss Oprah Winfrey. Yes, Miss Oprah has been on the board of directors of Weight Watchers since what, 2015? Yeah, 2015, according to the information that I've read, she's been Oprah, who is 70 now, has just announced that she will actually be stepping down. Yeah, she will be stepping down to avoid any conflict of interest. And the conflict of interest is coming to be that she has just admitted to using other strategies or other regimens aside from Weight Watchers to lose weight. Oh yeah, while Miss Oprah was on there telling y'all that Weight Watchers was the way, that she was watching her weight and how she was coming down. Oh no, she has just admitted that she's actually was taking Ozempic shots. Okay, Ozempic injections. Ozempic is a drug that has been deemed for diabetic patients. I believe people who suffer from diabetes type 2. They have been proven, I guess, through studies to help with weight loss and help with it drastically. Now, Oprah isn't the only celebrity who has admitted to taking this drug. I believe the generic brand being called Wegovy, Wegovy, is a generic brand of Ozempic. And what they do is just inject it in their thighs. I remember K Swift, who was a famous DJ here, famous radio disc jockey and broadcaster here in Baltimore City on 92Q. She was doing a B12 shot. So I was aware of those B12s. I had tried that regimen before as well. It helped or whatever, but it just was taking the fat away from the areas I didn't really want the fat to be going away from. So it was taking the wrong part. But I guess the pill can't tell which way, or the injection can't tell where to take it from, right? But yeah, it was taking the wrong parts, baby. But she isn't the only one who has admitted to taking this drug. You also have other celebrities like Amy Schumer, Chelsea Handler, Tracy Morgan, and Elon Musk, who also who have allegedly used Ozempic to regulate and change their weight, and I mean get slimmer drastically, like in no time. So since Oprah has came out and admitted this, as you can see from the picture, she is looking a lot slimmer. I had, I think in the article where I was getting this information from, they had another picture like from her from 2015, 2016, and this was her just last year. So nope, it wasn't the Weight Watchers. And she came out with it. It was the Ozempic injections. That's what it was. It was the Ozempic injections. So when this information came out, of course, you know how we do. When we get information, we know about stuff, we make light of it. And who has been real infamous for just putting it out there this year, standing on business, all of that, looking out, being a lookout, and looking out for motherfuckers, but Cat Williams. So Cat Williams did a recent comedy show where he was kind of like joking on it, saying that Oprah had took so much Ozempic that her friend Gail lost 10 pounds. I thought that was hilarious. I was in here crying, crying, laughing. He said Oprah took so many of them injections that Gail lost 10 pounds. Another joke he had said on there was saying that someone he knew wore like 123 pounds and they lost 131 on Ozempic. So they lost more. They lost all their self and had to borrow pounds from their family. It just was funny to me. It was funny, right? So that's what I mean, though. When I'm saying like look out, right? Because a lot of times, like how we know with these elections, with these campaigns, and just like what in advertisement, right? In advertisement with a lot of these products, they're going to use people that we are looking at and who we, I guess, look up to. They're going to use them to relay a message, and people tend to believe it depending on where it's coming from. So all us was believing. Imagine how many women signed up for Weight Watchers, and not saying because I don't know, she did not admit when she began using it. But she was saying, like, I think it was saying like the year before, like in December or something, like in December 2022, she started using it. It might have been December 23. I don't know. But they didn't say when she started using it. But all I'm saying is that she was telling you Weight Watchers was working, and it wasn't even working for her. But she
But
was getting that
the,
money,
the interesting part
even
about
though,
that, though, the
uh-huh.
interesting part about that, though, Weight Watchers isn't a drug.
No, it's not.
So she
It's
could
not.
have still been using Weight Watchers as her meals and taking Ozempic. It's
Yeah,
not like
I
she
know
didn't.
that's why she made
It
the
ain't like she
decision.
stopped eating because she was on Ozempic. She still was eating. There was food
Right,
involved,
right. But
so
they
she
say
could have
that's
still
what
been on it.
Ozempic. But they say that's what Ozempic does. Like it basically like deters your appetite a lot for whatever reason it move because it's prescribed to diabetic patients, so it's used
No,
to kind of
I
put
know, yeah.
more
But what I'm
insulin
saying
in your
is that it
body.
doesn't mean that she wasn't. You're still using her meal, eating her Weight Watchers meals
But she probably
in the
couldn't
midst
eat
of
it.
it.
That's why she lost that weight like that drastically on Ozempic.
Right, but
So
she was
it
still
wasn't
eating. My point is that she still had to eat. It's not like she was not eating anymore. She was just shooting up Ozempic.
right.
Ozempic don't feed you. You still got to eat. You still need
But
sustenance.
I guess her eating or whatever the regimen that Weight Watchers put out there wasn't working. So
But
she
the difference,
decided to
and
use
I
it.
don't believe that though either, because she still is a owner of Weight Watchers.
Mm. I
She
don't
just
know, but
stepped
she's
down from
stepping
being the
down.
spokesperson, from what I read. She
Yeah,
only stepped down from being the spokesperson.
it stayed from the board of directors too. So I don't know if she
Oh,
said
okay.
she said, and I can't quote her, but I think she said that she still is going to um have some business involvement with I
Yeah,
guess who
she
was the
owns some
head
of
of
it.
it or whatever. And because she still wants to promote, obesity being, like a
Yeah.
serious problem. She still wants to promote positive self-image and things of that nature. So it appears that she's still
I mean,
um
I don't know if she was still eating the food either, but I'm just
right,
saying and just because she was using Ozempic doesn't mean that she wasn't using the
right,
food, eating the food. You know what I'm saying? Eating the
right,
food from Weight Watchers, getting the delivery service from Weight Watchers. That one doesn't have to do with the other. The doctor probably said, "Well, we're going to put you on this drug too." While you're doing the Weight Watchers. And I just don't understand why, if Weight Watchers is the one that's behind this, why you would even come out and say anything about it, period, seeing as though she still has to eat food. So she can still be on Weight Watchers and taking Ozempic.
right. Because Weight Watchers, I think, kind of tries to teach you a routine and make you more knowledgeable on,
Moderation. They
foods, what
teach you
right,
moderation.
moderation, what foods work good together, which ones burn fat, things that
Mhm.
nature, the good omega
But it's
fats.
not
And
a
that
drug,
I
is my
think it's
point.
more like more of like the knowledge of food and
Yeah,
how we should eat and different
right.
things like that, right? But I think because she was like kind of like the spokesperson on these commercials, right? And pushing for Weight Watchers. That's my thought. That maybe she didn't want to, I don't know, confuse people to think that
But I
her
don't see where the
success of her
confusion would
weight
come into
loss
play because
came
I
from
think
a
they would
Weight
go
Watchers
hand in hand.
regimen because
That's
it
what I'm saying.
wasn't
But I think they
working.
would go hand in hand because a lot of people ruin their diets or ruin their functions of trying to
Right.
lose weight by overeating, overindulging because they think that whatever you're doing on the other side of it, whether it's a weight loss drug or whatever the case may be, might be outdoing the benefits of Weight Watchers. So
Right.
I would think you would want to go hand in hand with the meal prep because that will help you stay on track in your late weight loss journey with the food in
Mhm.
moderation, with the food already being prepped for you to just
Mhm.
put in the microwave or
But
throw
they
in the oven for a couple
But that's
minutes.
the thing. They saying with Ozempic, you don't need none of that, and you can't eat. They saying that it's making you lose weight just drastically. Look, and
Well, but
might be
I can
right.
see I've
You
seen the
might be
reverse of
right.
that.
And
I've
look, and
seen the reverse of that. Even though a friend of mine is on Ozempic
oh
and she
yeah,
is losing weight, but she never said she didn't say she was experiencing loss of appetite or anything like that. She said, "I feel like I can eat anything I want, but I'm still losing weight." And we went to and I seen her firsthand eating anything she want when we went to the Dominican. I ain't naming no name,
okay,
but she was throwing
okay.
down.
And look, I ain't gonna lie. Look, after I said this, I said, "Oh yeah, they taking some." I said, "Hold on now, no, no, no. The devil is
I'll
in
let you
the
know because
box."
my doctor recommended it for me. So when I get it, I'll let
Oh,
you
let
know.
me borrow some of them shots. Let me borrow some of them shots. I
Matter
certainly
of fact, as soon as we get
was
off of here tonight, I'm going to message her and be like, I haven't seen my prescription come through yet.
Googling. That's funny. Cat Williams said he knew somebody wore 123 pounds and they lost 130. I'm trying to be like them. I'm trying to look slip and trim. Like,
But I
I'm
told her, I told
trying.
my doctor, look, the only thing I asked for is that it don't come off super fast. Because I ain't got time for all
Right,
that
but you
skin
know
and that,
how it
and
is
that
though in the
stink.
black community. No matter how it come off, baby, people gonna be saying like, "What?" You
I don't
see,
want it to
that's
come off
something.
fast
Why
because I don't got
are
time for
we
the
like
skin and
that?
the
Why
stink.
are we like that as black? Why are we like that as black people?
Because
Like, see,
I don't
when
want
we
to
lose
go through
weight,
the skin and the stink. I don't want either one of
the
those.
skin hanging, you don't want to be
The
saggy.
skin hanging and the stink that come with the skin
You
hanging.
don't want to look like a sandbag.
And that smell that you trail with because of the sweating that's happening under that skin. I don't want
Everything be
any of that.
little.
I don't
Everything
want
be
the
little
skin
but
or the
your
stink.
feet and your ankles
Ugh. I don't want the skin
when
or
they
the
come
stink.
off real fast.
Mm-mm.
That's how everybody. I'm telling you, when that gastric bypass and all that was real big in that sleeve, I used to know who were the people because it used to seem like they got real small up the top at first.
The bobblehead.
Yeah, it's like it was like it would fall from the top, like the top of their body was real little, and then you just seeing all this bottom looking like a beanbag or a
Mm-hmm.
sandbag. Like it should just be drooped down and be saggy, and
And the
then
skin on your
everything.
arm look like you need a ponytail holder.
Yes,
Yes.
everything would be little, but their bottom or like their feet or their ankle. And I used to be like, oh no, and all this be hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seen how them
And the
1,000
skin
pound
it be
sisters
hanging out
were?
if you be in a short sleeve shirt, the skin be hanging at the bottom out of the bottom of your sleeve. That's
Yes,
a
mine
mess.
be hanging down. Look,
Uh,
I'm right.
but you can wear a short sleeve shirt and it'll still be tucked up under there though.
That's why I'm always look. That's why I always got these arms tucked and covered. But yes, indeedy, that's exactly where my mind wants it. That's why I said the enemy is a lie. Because soon as I say that, I said, "Oh yeah, Ozempic." Oh, so what they getting this? They getting this prescription drug without having a prescription. Hold up now. Yes, that is it. They are putting those injections in their legs. And just like I told you, I knew about the B12 shots before. I actually
Mhm.
went up I think further up, what's that? Was what? Liberty Road, like past Woodlawn and all that. It was a clinic. And the chicks in there, they were excuse me, they was taken down for B12 shots. And like I said, K Swift was a big spokesperson for them because she was like 300 and something pounds and they started getting these shots and was following their regimen far as their meal prep and their exercise, like little guidelines. And she had lost a significant amount of weight right before she transitioned when she had that terrible accident at a birthday party and drowned in the pool. Hers too, I believe. That was so sad and so tragic. But yeah, baby, I need some Ozempic. Now, on the other hand, it would be a sad thing if it's people out here, you know, who well, it is people out here who really need a drug. People that are suffering from diabetes part two. But now they're in competition with these people that want to lose weight, So hopefully Ozempic will recognize the demand. I don't know. I need to look back into it, y'all, and see what is it saying about the safety of it. I mean, all I really was saying was that, yeah, they taking it like Oprah, injecting it in them, and they are losing weight and it diminishes your appetite. Well, that's what they say the expected what is it called? Symptoms are like it suppresses your appetite drastically. Uh that was one of the things that I seen. But money say, somebody will take it and they say that they did and they eat what they want and they still lose weight. However, whatever that substance is in Ozempic that they prescribe for the diabetes, when you inject it up in you, baby, it blocks something to push more insulin in your system. It blocks like the sugar or something like that, and that's what causes you to lose weight. Now, I did follow several regimens myself. Keto, I'm still big on minimizing my sugars, low carbs, things of that nature, a lot of fiber and everything else like that. But I always joke, baby, if I look at a donut, it go right on my leg. I ain't even got to eat it. I got like elephant legs, y'all. I ain't even got to eat it. I can just look at it. And the next day I wake up, it be right there in the back of my leg. It be right there in the back of my leg. I look at a piece of pie. I wake up the next day, it would just be right here sitting on my chin. So that was a what and a what. I don't know the connection or why exactly, because Monty did make a point like, okay, Weight Watchers and the Ozempic drug is two different things. But my thoughts are, I'm thinking she probably stepped down because she didn't want to make it as if she was insinuating that she was having this good late weight loss because of the Weight Watchers regimen that she was on when it's
That's what
really.
I'm saying, yeah,
That's
because
what
why
I'm saying.
couldn't it just be both? Why couldn't it have just been both? That's what I'm saying. That's all she had to really say. It's both. I eat the meals and I take this drug.
Right. And it also could, on the other hand, insinuate to some people that, yeah, what Weight Watchers wasn't working. You feel what I'm saying, Marty?
By
That
itself,
she had to
alone.
take.
It wasn't working alone.
Right. It wasn't working alone, which they try to market as it can. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So
Mhm.
she probably was like, oh, no, let me step down because they probably said it was bullshit and I don't want to kill what y'all got
And,
going
because they
on.
also say with the Ozempic too, as long as you stay on it, the weight
Mhm.
won't come back. And Oprah's weight was always going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's what she hated about the weight loss journey is that it wasn't a steady pace of
Right.
being this size normally. It was
Right.
always that she would end up gaining that weight back because whatever happens in your life, you get
Yeah.
busy. Sometimes you just
Which is
can't work
my
out.
right, my case, which is my
Mhm.
case, and like so many other people. And
Although
it's
we need
kind
to
of
be getting
like
out there because it is
I
like
can
50
be
degrees.
listen, I can be at a good y'all gotta look out for that too, right? Because you can be at a good weight, you can be at a good space, right? And you will not acknowledge it because several times, when I feel like I'm getting back, a little heavy, I can always tell the way my clothes fit, different stuff that I go to put on, if I gotta keep on adjusting like how me now. My breast and all that, my bra. I can just always tell, like, oh yeah, girl. Because when I start gaining weight, that's where it comes. My breasts, my back, my arms and my legs. My head always big. It don't matter. So of course, when I lose weight, it look even bigger. But that's just my brain and the knowledge that I have up in there. But yeah, with all of us, come on now, you gotta look out for that because I done been in states where I was good. I was good, but I still would not acknowledge it. And when I look back at those pictures and whatever, I'll be like, girl, you was crazy, or you was that, and all that. And I still was not happy. So with all that being said, love you, be you, do you, but do seek to be healthier and better each day. But I think healthier is more worthy to be praised than your size. Because I said that before. Just because you skinny, look, I'm always giving I said something before, right? But for real, just because you skinny don't mean you healthy. And don't mean that they're healthier. But I don't know. That's just what that implies. Usually when people see people skinny or slim, they just believe that they are healthy, but that's not always the case. Just because they slim don't mean that
Oh yeah,
they
no
healthy slim.
high blood pressure hit us all.
Right. And just because you are heavier does not mean that you're unhealthy too.
That's the truth.
Because there's a lot of people out here that are heavy and don't have any medical, issues or concerns. So I mean, you never know. But yeah,
Because
it,
that was the interesting thing about me because I didn't get hit with the diabetes stick. And look, I'm using air quotes. You can't see me, but I am. I didn't get hit with the diabetes stick until I turned 40.
mm, mm,
Never was pre, never had any issues with sugar,
nothing.
nothing until I
Yeah.
hit 40. But that's when your decline starts to happen anyway. Once you hit 40, it's
Right,
like
in your system and how
start
things
going
moving
downhill
all
from there anyway.
around and everything else like that. Yes, amen, Godmother. Thank you for joining me tonight. I see my comment over there. Y'all know I pays attention over here to this comment board. My lovely Godmother, the Cheryl with a 10. Yes, look, I had to speak it out because I was like, yeah, they call it Cheryl, right? But I always say Godmother. So look, y'all see me take a pause. But my godmother was just saying, amen. I believe on the comments that I was making was like, that's not because you fat, don't mean you're unhealthy. And because you slim, don't mean you're healthy, okay? But people tend to believe that. And diabetes is definitely um, a serious condition that plagues a lot of people in the African American community. My godmother says in our DNA. I say is in a lot of our habits. We just used to certain things or in our environment, what we're in and what we have access to. So unfortunately, we are higher risk for developing a lot of these health issues that other people might not necessarily be exposed to as much or have as much as we
Yeah,
do.
that's why I said it was strange. Mine was strange because it wasn't a it was surprising. Well, it wasn't surprising because I know why it turned into a diabetic situation. The
Okay.
pandemic hit. I was stuck in the
Okay.
house. What could you do? Eat.
Moni said I was eating everything. And that's why I'm
Everything.
conscious. And that's
But
why
I was
I'm more
also
conscious,
running. I was running big back then, but it still
right.
got me. It still got me.
Right, right. And that's why I'm more conscious, Monty, on my eating habits. A lot of times I know I always play. A lot of people criticize me for that for real. Look, people have act like they dislike me about it because I'm real particular on what I eat and real particular. Oh no, I'm not eating that and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
people a lot of times think it's just my efforts to be skinny, but I've never been a skinny woman. I've always been thick. Now all this top heavy. Now, I want to look like the people that then got the gaseous sleeve. I want to be little up the top because back in the day, I ain't have none of this. All this breast, all these arms, all this back, should I mention. But to me, like now, it's not about that. It's more about being healthier because, right, I know a lot of that stuff runs in my family, runs in my bloodline, all Black people, right? And then also, my mother, my family with cancer, just all those illnesses, right? So I'm just more cautious. I try to do just, eat healthier and be more healthier. Now, I still have my days, where I indulge, French fries is my favorite, but a lot of times I really do stay away um, from a lot of the things I used to eat. And I've been eating beef and pork, y'all, since I was 10 years old. But like all last year, I fasted from chicken. Last month, I didn't eat any chicken. Different things like that. So I try to remove certain things from my diet and do without to see how my body responds. And when I do that and it responds in a good way, I try to keep up with it. Just like my water intake, my body responds to drinking so much water. And I know that is a good method to lose weight as well. Google it because I did. According to my weight, what I supposed to drink like 130 something. Yeah, so we be thinking we drink a lot of water, but not as much as we need to. Yes, godmother, I agree. It does have a lot to do with the processed foods and eating out that we have over here. Y'all know we gotta supersize, and when you get a deal, what's that deal we just now on not too long ago, Money? Spend some dollars, get some chicken free. And
Popeyes.
right, on Popeyes, after you done got a whole meal, then you get a whole nother meal. A whole nother meal free. So yeah, America, we just some glutton old people. We just love to eat. But what I'm gonna say is that look, you need to eat to live and not live to eat. So just be on the lookout, right? Because Oprah, when she's saying she's walking away from anything, it is for a reason. And I'm thinking she did it to try to not see Weight Watchers get any backlash, but I'm thinking some gonna come. Because can you imagine how many people signed up for Weight Watchers because Oprah was on it saying that she was using it? I'm just saying. Even though she
Yeah, but
wasn't
Oprah
that
been on there
skinny.
for years. I mean, it's not like this is new. She's been on there for years. She just changed her approach.
Yes, she been on there. So do you think they mad at her?
I don't think so.
She's been using Ozempic, but again, I don't know how long she been using it. So I
Because it
think she
depends.
just
I don't know if
started.
you're on Weight Watchers already. It depends on what your success was. It
Right,
wasn't successful for her, but she
right,
always said that though. It might not be successful. What I do might not be successful for you, but give it a try. That's what like her
right,
commercial said that.
right. And then in the other breath, she's saying use Ozempic because that's really works for me.
Well, I don't even know if it's that though, because what she always said about Weight Watchers was that it might not work for you, but this works for me.
Right. She did. I think
But
that was
and
on
it,
part of the commercial. Go ahead, Monty. But
yeah,
now she
that's how the
also said,
commercial went. This it might not work for
right,
you, but it worked for me. But again, like I said, she may have been using both of them in concert.
right. But now
Again,
she
she
said
still had
use
I'm
Ozempic.
sure her refrigerator is probably full of them little packs.
Yeah, it is. And those Ozempic injection shots. But
Exactly. Both. And she probably took them right at the same time. Let me
both.
get my Ozempic
But
and
once she
stab
started
myself in
injecting
the
that
stomach.
Ozempic
You
and
eat
it was
some
working.
daddy.
Wait a minute. Once she started injecting that Ozempic and it was working, you really think she was following that Weight Watchers stuff? No, she wasn't.
No, what I'm
No,
saying is that
she
she's
was
probably had the meals. I don't think she was following a plan per
right.
se. I think she
She
still
probably
had the
still had the
meals
meals
though in
in
the
it, but
refrigerator. That's what I'm saying. But
once
you don't
that
gotta follow the plan if you already know your plan and how you eat.
right,
All you gotta
that's
do
what
is
I'm
take the meal
saying.
out and heat it up.
So once she found out that Ozempic was working, she was so thank you, wham bam,
But that's
thank
what I said. I
me.
don't think she ever was on any kind of particular plan in the first place. Like, I don't think she was like following no regiment. Like, I gotta eat at this time every day. I think she was just having the meals delivered and eating the
Okay,
meals when she was hungry. So I don't think that that's the part I'm thinking she did not change. She was
right,
probably getting the food service delivery where they
right.
sent her the food every
Because
month.
the food was like big on like having those same thing, low carbs, low sugar.
Yeah, it was like portion
Yeah,
control.
inviting certain portions and stuff like that. Really, the healthier means of flavor, stuff like
Hmm.
that. The purr butters and stuff like that, right? So she
They
could still
target your
eat it.
problem areas. What was your
She could
problem?
still
What do you
eat
have a
it, but
problem
it just wasn't
eating?
working. It wasn't working fast enough for her.
I agree, especially at
That's what
70. I understand.
that's what I understand, Oprah. And now the Ozempic is the deal. And it got me looking up for it. But please, y'all, please, 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 like I said, don't just jump in and start to do nothing, y'all. Because I just now was
Well,
looking
yeah,
at
you
an
know, we
old
should be talking about.
documentary about when the BBLs first came out and people wanted the big butt so bad and they was going to get them injections and they was allowing people to put foreign objects like crazy glue and pump it up in their butts just for a big rear. And, people do a lot of unsafe stuff to get, I guess, the results they want. But I guess, yeah, just be the safest, y'all. Be the safest and the healthiest you can be. Look out for it. Look out for it. All right, my computer just went down in the background, but I got the gist of everything that I was trying to bring forth tonight. We talked about what's going on with this mayoral election, all of those candidates that's over there. Not only the mayoral election coming up, but also some other city government seats such as the president of the Baltimore City Council and the controller who has no opponents currently. And probably won't either. And I shared with y'all, Monty confirmed that term limits were put on the mayor, the city council, as well as the controller. And it was another one too, because I know we voted on that last time in 2020. So that went forth. Okay, one of the never what in a what's something. No, this is a what in a what in a what in a world like combined in one. Something that I thought that I would never live to see happen. And what that is, listen, we talk about sharing information and how important it is to stay facts, to fact check, whatever you need to do to make sure that even if you're bringing forth some information, you're a broadcaster, journalist, reporter, you are trying to report the facts. I had a situation where I shared something about the guy in Kansas City and then later had to retract it because the picture that actually was shown was a person that was detained, but not for being a shooter. Information gets out like this a lot of times in the mainstream. And once it gets out, even when it's retracted, it can be very detrimental and dangerous to our progress as a society because people tend to believe what they continue to see and continue to hear. Just like a campaign, just like a commercial, just like an ad. When we had these campaigns, they'll run it, they'll run it, they'll run it. The same thing over and over again. And people tend to believe it. I always tell y'all that I'm a fan of Fox 45 News here locally in my town because I just like how they be reporting. It just be a little bit messy, right? And I be for it. They get to it. And I think it's certain segments that I like, far as I don't think it's called the Waste Watch no more. But I forgot the name of the segment. But my people, they be getting to that. I forgot the guy name too, but they be getting to it. I'm gonna give it to y'all. in a little bit. It's Project Baltimore, where they go and they be finding out different stuff. I can't remember the game name or the girl. Golly, goodness gracious. But they do that type of reporting, and I think that is why I really like that station, because I like when they do that. Also, they used to have Trash Jam Jimmy on there, rest his soul, who died, I think, 2 years ago. And I just love their camaraderie, their rapport amongst each other, right? It was kind of just like sitting in someone's living room and someone talking to you and bringing it or telling you some gossip. So that's why I call myself a fan of the local news 45 here. But I like that ones too, but 45 is my thing. But on a larger spectrum of like the Fox 45 news that is displayed, nationally and everything, I'll say that I know it be a lot of bull crap that be put on there. Because I try to take a glance before and I'm like, wait a minute. Stuff comes off to me and it seems to a lot of times spew racism, some hateful things, or however. So what I thought I would never see was one of them calling them on their own BS. Yes. And it just happened. Yes. Rachel Maddox. Yes. A Fox News broadcaster, journalist, whatever you want to call her, right? She was on there and she called them out. There she go right there. And she was one of the ones that I really like. That's on the picture. Huh?
Maddow.
Maddow? I thought it was Maddox.
No, Maddow. The X is silent.
Is the X? Oh, it's Maddow. Okay.
Maddow.
Well, I know Maddox is. I wouldn't have known. Give me water. Give me water. Look, I'm getting my background. I told you my son was sick, but now he got the little medicine and he's feeling a little better. I don't know why he insists. But this is live, right? And that's why I like it. And why I got it in the ad, because that's why you are seeing me in my authentic state, doing me. And this is how I'm going to be, even when I become a billionaire. But okay, that is Rachel Maddow. The X is silent. I know Maddox when I'm looking in.
Maddow.
People know I'm not. It's Maddow.
Maddow.
Maddow. Wow, this had a W at the end. Dow Jones, the Dow. I can remember that. Okay, Rachel Maddow on Fox 45 has just called her network out. Yes, they recently aired a victory speech of Trump's on the air. And when they shared it, she said it was just an irresponsible thing to do. Someone sitting on the show with her, who I can't tell you her name now because I had the information in front of me right here. But it was like a co-host or someone that is on the show with her said, well, what we need to do is just fact check. And basically the point that Rachel Maddow was making was, well, after the fact, it really doesn't even matter. Because sometimes when stuff is put out there, it's already out there. And then it's too much. Even when you retract it, back in the day, I think retractions were a little bit more simpler because it just was paper, right? Now we got the TV, we got the news who's spewing a whole bunch, we got social media, we got these different networks that are on the internet. We just have different ways to get information out there. So even a retraction, which is good, to go back, when you're saying that, no, we need to change this information to make it more of a true statement, to make it more clear, how have you. That's what they do, but it doesn't clean everything up. And that's the point that she was making. They shared this victory speech, and basically she's talking about, y'all know this man be lying. I can't even quote it. Y'all know he be lying. Y'all know what type of campaign he running. Y'all know all of this. Y'all know that is just evil when he's speaking. Now, she didn't say this, but this is what she was saying. Oh, what's your name, right? And why do we continue to add this stuff and put it out there? He's having his victory speech, and he's putting information, he's making comments that are not true. So when we know someone blatantly lies, is running this type of campaign, how he turns things around, and continually try to take the blame off of him, why do we continue to share this news and knowing that it will not benefit, but actually disrupt people. You get what I'm saying? Like it does not, in my opinion, news, just like I said, knowledge is power is supposed to build you up, right? Supposed to kind of like instruct you or kind of give you insight or instructions on what you should do, gives you, more insight. But when you got this fake news, and that's why it's so funny, because Trump always want to call something fake news, and he's the biggest producer of fake news there is. I don't get it. I do not get it. But she called them out, y'all. You got to look it up. I think they actually posted it on the Fox News site where I got the information from, but you just got to see the little clip. I definitely felt everything that she was saying. And just in that little glimpse and in that little bit, even though, Fox News, those ones that report nationally news, like Rachel Maddow, definitely put a bad taste in my mouth, but she gained the newfound respect from me because I was like, look, that was big of her to call it like it was, regardless of what, because that is the truth. That is the truth. We know that just, you can think in your personal life, sometimes when certain information, you get certain charges or certain people imply or allege that you did certain things, even if the allegation is removed, retracted in some type of way, where later on they say, or you're later found to be innocent of what you are being implemented that you are guilty of, it still don't change people's opinion of you from what was being alleged. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a complete lie. And that's what happened when we continue to share things that we know are not true. Just like that man picture. When I talked about his story, that man was not one of the shooters. But immediately when it started being put out there, whatever else like that, he was deemed as one. And even when it came out that he wasn't, the man still was making pleas. I'm talking about the Kansas City fan that was at that parade the last time I reported that a couple of weeks back. But he still was making pleas for peace and saying, leave me alone, because he was having death wishes put on his life and death threats and all that type of foolishness. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's something else. So she was sharp. Look at her. She was sharp, Rachel Maddow, okay? And you got down, right? I started calling you a Maddox because you had a little bit a sister moment right there, telling it like it was and how it was. I was surprised and I was shocked, but salute and kudos to you, because they don't do that. Oh my goodness, we can see things. Look, we be looking out, we be knowing what it is, but they will not. I'm telling you, it is something about, I'm telling you, them Trump supporters, it is something about that Republican Party. It is something about certain white people that be in certain, it is something about them. I'm telling you that even when the truth is in the pudding, they refuse to see. They don't never call it how it is. They always make excuses for what they know or trying to say it ain't what it is. And it is. So you got to give her respect, because she called it out. And when she called it out right. And that is so right. That is so right. That's why even a lot of stuff, I come on here and I talk about Trump. We talk about him, but I try not to, what is it? Share like none of his messages. I just talk about him and how terrible I think he is. But try not to share none of his messages, because like I'm saying, like, yeah, he put the most stupidest stuff out there and people be believing him. Just like what's going on now and in their efforts with this Fani Willis trial. I want to talk about that too a little bit. So that's the wonderful. I'm going to call her wonderful because she did a wonderful thing. That's the wonderful Rachel Maddow you got to look out for, because it's a new day. It appears to be at Fox News 45, because Ms. Maddow ain't going for the foolishness no more. She said, why do we continue to
you found it on Fox News, but Rachel Maddow's not on Fox News. She's on MSNBC.
What's she on?
MSNBC.
So she called out Fox News for doing it. No, she called out her network.
She called out MSNBC. Yeah.
Yeah, she called out MSNBC. I don't know why I keep on thinking Fox News.
Because you found the article on Fox News.
Oh, okay. I found the article on Fox News, but she was calling out her network
Mm-hmm.
that she works for. Well, guess what? Fox News, listen, if it can happen over here, y'all better be on the lookout because that's probably the point that I'm getting to.
Oh, well, she
I
always
don't
calling out Fox News. That's why they always post stuff about her, because she always calls them out on their crap.
Exactly.
So they,
Exactly. That's what it
they took
is.
the opportunity because she was calling out her own network to try to bring them, use it against them. But it wasn't really against them, because what MSNBC was doing already is every time he speaks on their network, they fact check him immediately and speak after, which is the only remedy that they have, which is what she said in the full
Right.
dialogue that it was having on that panel, is that that's the only remedy we have. But the problem is that when you air it, you air the lie already. The lie is already permeating everybody's ears.
Yes.
But the
Yes,
fact
that
checking
part.
after the fact is to say that the lie already happened, and
Yeah.
now we're telling you that that wasn't true. But it already. What if they already clicked off after they heard the lie? They turned the channel.
Right.
Now
Which
it's
is
too
a
late
great
to get that
point.
checking
She
after
made
the
a
fact.
very good point.
Yeah. So she was like, "Stop airing it." Period.
Right. Like it's irresponsible to do
It's
this.
irresponsible to keep
This
airing
is
it,
right.
and you know he's going to continuously lie.
This is irresponsible to continue to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if we fact checking or not. And then we're clearing it up. The point is once we air it, it's put out there.
Right.
And someone may believe it in trying to the efforts that you're trying to use to recant it may not be as loud as it
Mm-hmm.
was for the information that got put out there.
Right, because
That's
like I
basically what
said,
you're saying.
what if they listen to the whole entire speech and then they change the channel after the speech ends and they don't hear you fact checking. All they heard was the lies, and now they believe it.
Right.
That's where a lot of these MAGA people come from. They come from hearing lies,
Yes. And they don't even
lies and
know.
conspiracy theories,
That's what it be. It be lies. It
because
be
they don't stick
lies.
around to hear the rest of the story. They only wanted to hear the part that mattered to them, which was the lie.
Right. And the part that sound right, and they be all loud and wrong. And the
Exactly.
part that sound right, and then they be all loud and wrong. On top of that, right? So y'all know I'll give y'all a little update too. So that's her. Kudos to her. She called out NSNBC, right? And
MSNBC.
okay, yeah, she called them out, and she's absolutely right. So kudos to her. And Marnie is telling me that Fox wanted to air it because she is known for calling them out on that stuff a lot.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they,
she calls them out every. If
yeah,
it's not every night, it's every other night.
yes, that's what I say. They just, I don't know, they just be, and just because it's on the news don't mean that it's true. And that's where they be coming from a standpoint that what they saying is right and it's facts. And you be looking at stuff like, what they
I
say?
never talk about her enough when I was on my show. But I love her. Rachel Maddow is one of the ones that I will put
Yeah,
up there in the top, one of the best reporters that ever did it,
yeah,
because she does these, I want to call them a diatribe. She does these diatribes every single night. She's like so well spoken, and she is so bright and smart and articulate in the things that she say. Every single night she does this stuff that it blows my mind at the kind of reporter she is, because she's just so on it. Like she like, and it's not like, some people use that word a lot when they try
yeah.
to say stuff, and put and then not her. Her
Me.
stuff is clear. It's
Don't be
clear.
making out. Don't be look. I'm looking out for you, Bonnie. Don't be making
I'm just saying,
me.
she's
I've gotten better, but I
and
am also
I
like
was a CNN head. I don't watch CNN anymore. So I'm done with CNN. After they did all of that shake up with all my stars, Don Lemon and Chris, I was done with CNN. Like, I've been done with them for a while. I'm so happy they gave Laura Coates her own show, but I was done with them. I've been done with them for a while, because it started
okay.
getting crazy with them bringing them Republicans on to say whatever they wanted to say and try to talk about they was doing it to give perspective on both sides. I didn't hear both sides. I heard Trump, 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 and it was too much for me, and I hung up. But
Okay.
MSNBC stayed right true to what their responsibilities was, and that's to us, the listeners, the people that are
Mm-hmm.
watching them. You're responsible for educating us on what is proper and what needs to be heard and what we need to know to make informed decisions.
And the truth.
And the truth is what matters.
Yeah. The truth is what
And that's what I said.
definitely.
I kind of cut out all the noise. Like I don't watch NBC as much as I probably would want to
Mm-hmm.
today. But
Right.
if it was any shows that I'm going to watch, it's going to be either Joy Reid or her
Right.
or Chris Wallace because I like him too.
Okay. And I
Because
told you
they
I
talk
like
the truth. They don't
the
talk around the issue. They talk through the issue.
and I like Undisputable. I like one of our what is this Richard. I always talk about him. Dang.
Dr.
On
Rashid, I think his
Undisputed,
name.
Rashad, Dr.
Yeah,
Rashad. I really do. I like him. I like how he comes through with his
he's another one though. Yeah, he's another one. He don't talk
yeah,
around the
he's
issue. He talks through the issue. He makes sure
through
you
the
understand
issue,
exactly
right? So
what
those
happened.
are a few of the people that I'm definitely inspired by because they just know how to bring them details and how when you say on point, it just be right there and they talk definitely to the situation,
Hmm.
and pull out what they want to put out, and they
Nuances.
always
Hmm.
seeking the truth. They always seeking the truth and trying to make sure, right, that we are well informed rather than what is it, spreading gossip or
Right.
just talking about what we see a lot in today's world of podcasting and broadcasting. Shall we say, we see a lot of that today. Like a lot of people just want to talk about what's the gossip, what's the juicy news, nothing of real value. I
Yeah,
have a
because
little bit.
that's what CNN had
I
became. They
have a
started
little bit
talking
of a
when they
mix.
did their little interviews on CNN. It was talking it wasn't that they were combating the issue. They were talking like they had talking points when they were interviewing somebody.
Right,
Say for instance from the Republican Party, you ask a question and you're waiting for an answer, but then you go to the next question. But what about rebutting that last question? When you asked him that question and he gave you that dumbass answer, but you
right.
didn't go
You
back
don't have
and
no rebuttal.
yeah,
You
you
don't
didn't go
have
back
no
and rebut
question.
that question or
Right.
rebut that
You're not
answer that he
questioning
gave
their
you.
response.
Yeah. And
You're
you
not
know it wasn't
trying
true.
when you know it didn't sound right. Or
And it
you know
wasn't
it
true.
wasn't what right, right, right. I get this, yeah, exactly what you're saying. So kudos to her. She called them out. And of course she said she don't care. She don't want her network to have that foolishness up on here. And
Because as you remember,
that's why
and
she
you
is
know the
one.
reason why I say that, because you remember the reason why Don Lemon got fired in the first place when he was talking to that Republican guy that was running for what's he running for president? Yeah. He was running for
Yeah,
president and that got him fired.
yes. Because
And
he
that's
had
the
a
problem for
rebuttal.
me. Because he
Because
was
he had
right
a
in what he
rebuttal.
was saying, but
He
y'all
had a
didn't like the way
question
he said it.
and he had an opinion, right? Because
Yeah.
he had a question to his statement, he had a rebuttal, and he said what he felt. Like that don't even sound right. Like,
Right.
what are you
Because she
talking
was
about?
talking, you being a non-black person was talking about the black experience to a black man, and you
Yeah,
tried to tell him and
and you're
school
not gonna
him
do
on
that.
his black experience.
Yeah, and you're not gonna do that. And I don't care if you up on this platform. No, I had enough. Dawn was Dawn that day, wasn't he? He was Dawn, baby. He came out talking his stuff like Dawn King. That day,
And
I
then
was so proud
that
of
got
him.
him terminated. But
Yes, I was so proud of him, though.
he welcomed that termination like a boss.
Yes, I was
He's
so proud
living
of
his best life right now.
Right. And more of us have to be like that. I think that is a little bit of what my passion is of course sharing information, of course, encouraging you to just live because I know a lot of us are faced with the same circumstances and situations. So I credit myself and I'm passionate about encouraging you and bringing forth these messages through my topics and then also with my guests that I have on here with me on a weekly. Haven't had any lately, but they coming, they coming. They come slowly but surely. Okay, what to say? Delayed but not denied. So my show will not be denied. I'm gonna keep on spreading this light, and I hope day by day, moment by moment, Thursday by Thursday, I get better and better and be able to do it right just like Rachel Maddow or some of the others that I mentioned that
Maddow.
admire so bad. Maydow. I keep on trying to give her Maydocs, right? Like a sister. It's Maydow. It's Maydow. Maydow with a W, but it's really an X there. So don't fault me. Don't fault me for my mispronouncing of words. You know I mean well. And again, that was my just accolade and affirmation for myself that as I continue to do this, I hope I continue to be better. I got a little bit of both sides on here. Y'all know I like to bring them what and the what's and them what in the worlds, but I'll make sure that when I bring the what, it's what's up, and what's what was what. Oh yeah, we learn and grow in here together. That's why I share different stuff that has to do with politics, local news, stuff about health, stuff about social and mental, and all of that good stuff, So, we joke and we play on here, but I do understand that information and the way that you put it out is not a game. But I just like to do it in a way where I can be myself, I can relate to you, and you can relate to me. So I'm always grateful that you join me here every Thursday at 7. And guess what? It's only up from here because we up already. I'm gonna be back next week, but before I get up off here, that time do be flying, y'all, don't it? I know I'm gonna miss y'all, and I hope that the remainder of your week is a blessed and productive one, and the start of the next week is even better. Okay, life is good, God remains great. Oh yeah, I gotta bring in a month for much. I gotta bring brother Cardinals Gardner back up in here. Y'all know the sneaker guru. Try to give y'all some tips with these holiday seasons coming up in March on the sneakers. And yes, it's March Madness, not just with the sports, but them feet gotta be sweet. So y'all gonna be seeing him up on here soon. And then also, if you are the next guest, to holler at me at guest at beexposedradio.com. You need any information about the show? You can holler at us at info@beexposedradio.com. Of course, go to the page. You Better Live. I got a page right there on Facebook. I think it got like 100 and something followers. I need so much more. Not only on that page of You Better Live, but also on my Instagram, Chasworld_7. So go and follow me. Go back to the page. No, you go to that page first. You Better Live. Put it in that search bar on Facebook and go and like the page so you can be up with me and be here every time I come doing the show. And then also while I'm out in the community, just to know what's up with me and what's what. Come on, y'all. You got to come back next Thursday. I didn't get to talk about this little charade they playing with Miss Fonnie Willis and this daggone case, y'all. And there's a lot to unwrap there. I gotta get into that and come back with an update for y'all next week. Since it's almost my time. But yeah, they playing with that girl. They done pulled this lady phone records, baby. They saying they was messing with each other before they said that they was messing with each other. But my whole point is, even if they was, it still does not diminish the fact that Trump is being prosecuted for crimes that you committed. So what their relationship got to do with that? Anyhow, they trying to make it like it makes reference, y'all, that is that is relevant to getting them disqualified and all that other stuff. But we gonna unpack that next week, y'all, because that's a whole bunch to play with. And I told you, when the Black sisters get in the office and they are doing their thing, they do things like this to always bring them down and to just dim these sisters' legacy. I ain't going for it, and I do not live for that. But we're going to talk about it next week, y'all. Same time, same station. Come on, y'all got to come back. You going to have to be waiting for a little bit, and there go my mic, and that means that is my night. Goodbye, y'all. God loves you. God bless you. You better live. More life, more love. Let's live. You better. I'm gone, y'all. See y'all next week. You better live.